ya estamos acomodados y a empezar mañana a trabajar duro y a compartir con la gente todo lo que hacemos para que sepan cómo es el cuidado de todos estos perros. Corey. I'm Whitney's and Jose's assistant, or as they call me, their right hand. We have two scenarios, right? I work from home with them and I work at the show. When we're at home, my job is basically to take care of the dogs. Make sure that they're in condition, that they get their training, that they get fed, their skin is great, that their coat is great, meaning like washing, drying, and just be on top of them just to make sure that whenever we come to the show, you know, they look great. And also I try to give them a little bit of that like emotional side and love just to make sure that, you know, they feel good and that they're well taken care of. Not just the outside, but, you know, make sure that they get time to play, they get time to go outside and play with another dogs and myself. Now, when we come to the show, same thing. I exercise the dogs outside. We work on a schedule. So we call this setup the base. And what we do is that Whitney and Jose would go to the rings and they make sure that they're keeping count of the dogs and they're keeping count of what's left before our dogs go in. So we communicate through the phone and they let me know, hey, this dog is coming up next. So I take them out of the crate. I make sure that they go out and stretch and potty. Then I put them on the table and I basically wash them, groom them, and just make sure that every detail and every hair is in its place, just so whenever they go in the ring, they look, you know, their best. I've been working with Dreamstar Xolos, Whitney and Jose, for around 8 months. I've known Jose for a long time, and my experience with them has been very good. It has been a huge learning experience. We get along pretty well, and now we read each other, so I kind of know what's our next step, what's the next thing that we got to do. You know, we have our routine, so everybody has you know, like a job to do or like an assignment, so we split it equally. And for example, Whitney over there, she's doing the schnauzer, and then I'm right over here getting another dog ready. Jose's checking the rings. So the experience has been great. I feel really good with them. We communicate very well. It's very important in this business, in this industry, to have good communication, because, you know, we have so many dogs and so many people that have expectations about what we do. So you know, it's really good to just make sure that we know what everybody's doing and what's gonna be the next dog and what's gonna be the next step. Now over here, this is Xavier. He's a Beagle, and that's kind of my breed. I've been breeding and showing Beagles for around 15 years, but I've been in the dog show world for around like 22 years. This guy was brought from Romania, so, you know, he's making his way here in America. He's been doing pretty good so far. Last year, he went best of opposite in the Beagle specialty, and I went best in specialty show with one of my other Beagles. So we're trying to repeat the same thing this year, and, you know, we'll see how it goes. We already got him ready, so we're gonna go in the ring in around like 2-3 hours. My experience with the Xolos has been really, really interesting, because when I first started working with them, I had little experience with hairless dogs. I thought that it was easier because you would think, well, they don't have any hair, right? So, you know, there's no grooming, there's no trimming, but we have so many other things to take care of, which is the condition of the skin. You kind of, in my experience, I've learned how to read the skin, meaning that every dog is different. Every day the skin looks different, so you kind of have to, like I said, read them, and the process is different. So we try to have a routine, but you can't really do the same thing every day, because, for example, one day the Xolo might look a little dry, so you want to add some lotion on it. Some other day you're gonna have to scrub them, you know. Some other day you're gonna have to give them a little oil, take them out to the sun, give them some water so they can get nice color. So, you know, it's there's never like a one routine, like specific routine that you do with them. So you, like I said, you might think it's easy. It's not that easy. You got to be on top of it and make sure that every single spot in their skin is taken care of, because if you don't, then they're gonna have some problems, right? Now, I really like the breed. This is a primitive breed, like you all know. So, you know, they're very different from like any other pets. I feel like they're really good at home, but they wouldn't come and just hang out with just anybody. It depends. but you know, they take their time to get to know people, and it's because of their history. So you gotta learn and understand where they come from, what was their job, what did they do in the past, and I really believe that these are mythical dogs. They have a different energy, and they thought that they were healing dogs, and I agree. There was a moment where I was not feeling great, I was kind of sick, I had a flu, and you bring a Xolo in, and they know because they come to you and they approach you differently. They kind of want to take care of you, and I was really shocked and surprised that, you know, whatever they said about them in the past is kind of true. I believe in that, and I love the breed. I've fallen in love with it, and the more I work with them, the more I want to have one for myself, like a personal pet, a personal dog. So we'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, that's my best takeaway from it, is that they're great pets at home, and they're very loving. They attach to one person like no other, and I feel like this is one of those breeds when they meet their human, they would just be by their side. So if you're interested in having one, do your research and make sure that this is the breed for you. For me, it's kind of the breed. Acabamos de terminar la especializada de Beagles con Xavier y acaba de ganar primero el Best of Variety de 15 inches y luego pasó a la final para ver quién va a ganar the whole specialty, y ganó el mejor de la especializada, which is like best in specialty show. Para mí, yo estoy impactado todavía porque es el segundo año que como handler agarro este premio. El año pasado fue con mi perra North y él agarró Opposite, y este año él ganó la especializada. Así que I feel honored y todavía estoy en las nubes ahorita, la verdad.